Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is hopefully going to go better than the last one. I'm going to try and just film everything in one big one rather than having to try and edit everything because not my skill set. So today's video is off the back of my previous video, my trying to conceive journey. It's just the questions that I've been asked. I had a few DMs, a couple of friends messaged me like that have seen it and then said, how are you feeling about this, blah blah blah. So I thought I'd just put them all in one. Hopefully it makes sense. So I've just put them on my laptop rather than on my phone. So yeah, let's just go for it. So the first question I had was, what is the best app whilst trying to conceive? Truthfully, I only used the Pre-Mum app, and it was from what I researched on TikTok. I kept seeing like trying to conceive videos and they were using the Pre-Mum app and scanning their ovulation tests. So I thought I'll just give that a go, it seems to be working for everyone else. So that's the only one I used. So like I said in my previous video, I ordered really cheap ovulation tests just to sort of see. I thought it's like a pregnancy test, like if it's positive, it's positive. Wasn't the case. I think I got like 100 for like $6.99 and they weren't the best, they were not accurate. And then I spoke to a friend online and she suggested the easy at home ones that you use with the Pre-Mum app, and you sort of scan it and it tells you everything and it stays on there and plots a chart for you. So they were the best ones that I used, and that was definitely the only app, and I thought it was pretty good. I'm still using it now to track my pregnancy. Next question was, are the digital ovulation sticks better? Again, I only used those ones, so I never tried a digital, so I can't. I would assume, yeah, they were better, like it reads it for you in a sense. They're just a lot more expensive. I think it maybe if I was like 6 months down the line still struggling to conceive, that would have been like my next step, but I thought let's just see how we get on, and luckily for us, though they were enough, we were really lucky. My next question was, how does a temperature chart work? So this is referring to my chart that I posted, and it's called BBT, and it basically you're just tracking your body's temperature. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really know much about it. It was literally just what I've seen from the Pre-Mum community section of when you're just trying to look for tips and stuff. People are saying take your temperature. I didn't really do it that much. It was just sort of when I thought, right, okay, I've had like a strong ovulation now, let's just do it and see. So I would suggest researching, because I can't really give an answer on how to do it, what it's for. I'm not really that sure. The only thing I saw was when you wake up in the morning, literally like the first thing you do before you do anything is take the temperature, and that's when it's like most accurate. That's the only thing I'll say on it. So the next questions come from a girl off TikTok. So I completely understand it. It's, why have I left such a big age gap? For those that don't know, my son is 5. He turned 5 in May, and obviously now we're pregnant. If you'd only ever watched my TikToks, you would assume that Ash, my partner now, is like Luca's dad, but he isn't. I'm trying to think what I want to say without saying too much. Basically, Luca was from a previous relationship. He still has an amazing relationship with his dad. He's still very much involved. I'm just not with him anymore. So it looks like I've been with him the whole time. Luca met Ash when he was just a couple of months over 2. So he's been in his life for a very long time. He's known him more than he hasn't known him, if that makes sense. But yeah, in a nutshell, with a new partner, we wanted to wait sort of till the time was right. Ash went into a new job. When we were like, okay, yeah, like timing's right, we then had a cruise booked over Christmas, and I said I don't want to be pregnant on a cruise and not making the most of it when we booked so many trips. We then were saying, okay, we'll do the cruise, we'll get back in January, we'll go and have your implant taken out. Ash then damages his ACL knee thing at football, and he's out of work, self-employed, not earning anything, just trying to recover at home. So that sort of then put everything on the back burner. Was that the time? No, that was before we went on holiday. I think he did his something, and then when we got back off holiday, he then broke his ankle. So again, he was out of work for, to be fair to me, I think he only had about 3 weeks off work, and then he went straight back with his big like boot on. But yeah, it was enough to be like, nah, that's just not the right time. And then fast forward to sort of like May time, I had it out in April, but May time we were like, yeah, right, all good, like green light, let's go. We've got our savings back up. You're comfortable in your job. You've got work lined up for the next however many months. I've just had a promotion at work. I've had a pay rise. Like things are just, the timing's right. It's great. So yeah, that's why there is such a big age gap, just because Luca was 2 when I met Ash, and then obviously we just wanted to make sure the timing was right. So following on from my previous relationship, I had a friend ask, who obviously we were very, very close during the time when me and his dad were together, was, so how did his dad react? Is he like annoyed? What was the reaction? And when did you tell him? So a bit of more of a background of me and his dad. We split up when he was like 9 months old. So it's been 4.5 years now, whatever the maths is. We're friends, friendly, we're civil, we have no issues regarding Luca. We've got our set days, times, financial side of it in place. There's no drama. He and Ash get along. They're friendly, they're civil, they say hi to each other. I'm friendly with his girlfriend. Yeah, we all just get on, and we just want what's best for Luca. So with that being said, we didn't tell him straight away, just because I've had miscarriages in the past. I wanted to get to that 12-week point before I sort of tell people, which I think is fair enough. He was also away, so Luca went away with his dad and his girlfriend for, I think it was like 5 nights, and slap bang in the middle of that was our 12-week scan. So we had our scan on the Wednesday, and then they got back on the Saturday. So when I picked him up, I got him and Luca in the car and said to Matt, like, can I just have a quick word with you? I've just got some news. And straight away he was like, are you having a baby? So I was like, yeah, like we're pregnant. And it was the best reaction you could hope for. Like, I was a bit nervous of him being like, well, how's it going to affect Luca? Like, because that would be my thing, like, how are you going to sort of like share the love? He was supportive. It was, how far along are you? How are you feeling? When are you due? How does Ash feel? Like, you all excited? Like, does Luca know? He's not mentioned it. We've just been away with him. So I just said, like, it was nothing malicious. I just wanted to get to that 12 weeks, safe, like, find out everything's sort of okay as far as it can be. Because I do know, obviously, stuff can happen at any point. Let him have his holiday and then tell him, but we're going to take him home and tell him. He was supportive. It was absolutely fine. He's then asked since then, like, how are you getting on? Like, is Luca excited? His mum also made a big fuss when she saw us, which was lovely. So yeah, he reacted well. We waited until we thought it was right. But yeah, always good. If you would have known us years ago to where we are now, we've made good progress. Like, we co-parent very well. And just off the back of that, if anyone's sort of going through it now with like new partners meeting their kids, like you're just trying to navigate everything, split days, like who gets to see them on birthdays, blah blah blah, I feel for you. It's a process. The best advice I can give is sort of always remember to put the child first. What if they could tell you what they wanted, what would they say? So for us, it was like Luca's birthday. Of course he wants to see us both on his birthday. Why should sort of one of us get to and the other not? So we just sort of made a thing, like I have Luca all through the week, and then he goes to his dad on like a Saturday afternoon till Sunday afternoon. His birthday this year landed in the week, so we took him out for tea just because we went a little bit earlier. His dad and his mum then came round to our house, always welcome, the doors wide open, did all his prezzies, he got to see everyone, and then we had like a big joint birthday party. So we had all his friends from school, all our families was there, my family, Ash's family, Matt's family. I think his girlfriend was working on the day, but the invitation was for her and all her family. Like, this is what Luca wants, and I think as hard as it is, you just need to keep telling yourself it's just another person that loves your child. Right? Why would you not want more people to be there to support, to love them? Like, it is a positive thing. But yeah, if you're going to go to court and stuff, do it when you're in a good place, not when you're trying to one-up each other, because you're never going to do what's best for your baby child. That's my advice anyway. That's my 50p's worth. Next question has come back from someone that's also followed me since I was pregnant with Luca, and they've asked, are you classed as high risk because of Luca? So from that question, Luca was premature, so he tried to make an appearance at 31 weeks. I was having like intense contractions, went into hospital. They managed to stop it. I don't know how they managed to stop it. Like, I can't even think how they managed to stop it. I remember having injections, steroids, but I'm just not sure. I stayed in for a couple of days. Whilst we were there, I found out I had pneumonia. So they've always said, like, because of my body sort of fighting an infection, was that why he... I'm not too sure. So then we managed to go home, and I was sort of like on bed rest, like do the bare minimum. And then I woke up one morning, so I think I was like 34 plus 5 or plus 6. And I felt like I'd weed myself. Like, I stood up and I was like, I think I've just weed myself. So I went to the bathroom, and I was just getting like drips. So at the time I text Matt's mum for whatever reason, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, like I'm leaking. And she said, your waters can leak before like they burst. Just ring the hospital and see what they say. So I'm just like so chilled about it, like didn't even think anything. And they're like, put a pad in, bring it into the hospital, we can test it. And if it's your waters, like we'll keep you in, we'll go from there. But it could just be a case that like you've wet yourself, like we get it quite often, don't be embarrassed. And she was so chilled. So I remember her saying like, go and grab yourself some lunch, like come in when you're ready. There was no urgency about it whatsoever. Like, we literally went to McDonald's and then went to the hospital. We got there and we're just like, yeah, it's fine, like what should we do later, sort of thing. They come back and they're like, yeah, it's your waters, we're gonna have to keep you in because you like are too early. You've got 24 hours. If your waters don't break, we'll have to break them for you because of like infection. But yeah, like baby's coming. And I remember thinking like, I've not even packed a hospital bag. I had nothing with me, like was not prepared at all. And then it got to like the same night, like midnight, just after midnight, my waters broke. so the nurse said like to my partner at the time, like, go home, you need your rest, come back in a couple of hours. I think we ended up going down to delivery at like 9, and then he was born just after 11:30. And he got taken straight away to like intensive care. He wasn't breathing right and stuff. So we were in there just under 2 weeks. He was like jaundiced on like breathing machines and stuff. So yeah, so this time round I am classed as high risk just because he was prem. So I'm under like the preterm clinic, so I've just got some like extra checks this time. I've not sort of had the conversation yet of like, does it affect me when I give birth? Like, what can I do, what can't I do? But I'm seeing the midwife soon, so I'm just gonna ask her, and I'm seeing a consultant soon, so I'm just gonna ask questions. But I'm just a big believer of like whatever's best for baby. And then final question was, what symptoms have you had so far? So I've just sort of jotted them down like week by week. But in a nutshell, nausea, like severe nausea, horrendous. So tired, like napping. I would nap for hours if I could. So I work from home luckily, so I get like an hour lunch break. So I'm setting my alarm for like 58 minutes, I'm sleeping, and then I'm going like logging back into work, and I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. at night. I put Luke to bed and I'm going to bed, and I'm sleeping 12 hours till he wakes me up in the morning. Like, it was brutal. One thing I have noted down, so around week 8, I was really poorly. I caught Lucas cold that he'd got from school. So I've lost my voice, I'm sneezing, I'm just horrendous. And oh my God, when I say like, I felt like I was being stabbed in the uterus, like when I sneezed. It was horrendous. Like, I remember Googling like, is this normal? Like, surely this can't, I'm in so much pain, I'm crying every time I'm sneezing. But apparently it's normal. So that was something I never knew, even from like being pregnant before. I've also noted down thigh pain. So I don't know if any other girls get this, like when I'm normally due on my period, all my thighs ache, like I'm hurting to walk up the stairs. I had that, and I was thinking, this can't be good, like I know what's coming. But apparently again, that's like another symptom that's quite usual. I've just put really bloated. So we had a scan around 9 weeks. We just went for a private one. Just for peace of mind, really. Sorry, I'm playing with like a little lid. I also wanted to just make sure it was like one baby, because twins do run in my family, so I needed that little bit of reassurance. So yeah, I think that's it. Like, I put in here, like, had a little bit of energy. That didn't last. I think it was just on that day I felt a bit better than normal, so I cleaned the house and stuff. But other than that, I think I just had like typical symptoms like nausea, headaches, tired, achy, pretty much the usual. So they were the only questions that I had. Hopefully I've answered them okay. And then just moving forward, like a little bit of updates. So I've got next week, tomorrow, I have an appointment for bloods. So I'm rhesus negative. So they're testing baby's blood to see what blood type they are. Hopefully they're rhesus negative, so I don't have to have any injections, because Luke is rhesus negative. If it's anything different, I'm going to have the anti-D injections, which were brutal last time. Like, I remember saying to her in my appointment, like, are they as like painful as the last time I was pregnant? And she was like, yeah, they're not nice. So I'm there tomorrow. The week after, I'm with first midwife appointment. Luckily it's just at like near my house, about a 5-minute drive, which is good rather than me going to the hospital. Then the week after that, I'm seeing a consultant, as I mentioned, with the preterm clinic. So I think she's just going to go over previous pregnancy. She's actually booked me in for a scan as well, which will be nice little taster. what else? I think that's it. And then we booked a private scan. Well, I booked it not realising that Ash can't actually make it. So Luke is coming with me, and I think my mum's going to come with me, which is our like gender reveal scan. But I'm not going to find out the gender there. Literally the day after, we're having like a big gender reveal party. So I'm going to try my best and hold out so I can actually find out. Well, I'm going to, because Ash, I would never want to find out without Ash. So we're going to do it the next day. So I'm going to like film everything from the prep of the party. I can't justify paying like £300 for balloons and like the backdrop arch thing. So I'm going to DIY everything. So I've ordered quite a lot of stuff, and yeah, we're going to try and make it work. So if all the pictures are a disaster, it's because I've made them. But we'll see. £300 I was quoted for like a welcome sign with an easel, and then a backdrop and balloons around it. It was 350 quid, depending on like sizes, and I can't justify it, not when I've got to do like everything else as well. So yeah, come along with me for that journey, and if it's a disaster, it's my fault. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much everything. If I've missed any questions or not answered anything well, like just drop me a message. Yeah, I'll update you in the next video. Thank you for watching.